Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. Welcome back to the Week 6 recap on DraftKings. We're going to go over everything that happened in NFL DFS in Week 6. We're going to take a look at my best buys lineup of players. That's the weirdest way to say that. My article on ESPN Plus comes out every Thursday morning. Smizzle.tv/bestbuys will take you to that, and it will update. The redirect will update every single Thursday when that comes out. We're going to look at my high stakes lineup where I did awful this week. My Millionaire Maker lineups, which were really good again this week, but I'm going to talk about how tough it is to win tournaments because that's something that I think people need to hear. We'll look at the Smiz Gang Listener League and the top 10 finishers there, as well as my cage match with Stefania Bell from the 06010 Fantasy Focus Football Podcast on ESPN. And we're going to take a look at how I did in the Guillotine League. Did I survive? Am I going to get cut this week? We're going to take a look at all of it. So thank you guys for being here. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notifications bell, and leave me a reply letting me know how you did in Week 6. It was a weird week. We kind of knew that going in. Sometimes you just got to survive in advance, and I hope you did. So let's go take a look at how everything went in Week 6.
He's a legend.
So why don't we start here, kind of like we do every single week. We're going to take a look at my Best Buys article, ESPN Plus piece. Yes, this is the only piece of information that I do throughout the week that is paywalled, but like, is it really a paywall? Is ESPN Plus actually a paywall at this point? It's like $5 a month, and like it's bundled with Disney Plus, and every one of you has Disney Plus. So like, you probably have access to this. Go look for it. Smizzle.tv/bestbuys. We'll give you a redirect to get you there. Lamar Jackson was very close, but did not get anywhere close to getting there. He ended with 13.7 DraftKings points and looked great. 19 of 27 for only 167 and a touchdown, threw 2 picks, ran the ball 8 times for 51, made a whole bunch of wow plays, had 2 touchdowns that did not materialize, and they were with his 2 primary stack options in Brown and Andrews. So one of them got tackled on the one. Marquise Brown dropped a touchdown where he was basically in the end zone there. 7,400 did not pay off. This one missed. Dak Prescott double stacks, however, definitely got there. 31.8 DraftKings points. 36 of 51. The Cowboys are so much better when their defense gives up points, aren't they? They're just so fantasy friendly when the defense gives up points. 445 yards passing. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, as I said before, almost 32 DraftKings points, and CeeDee Lamb absolutely crushed it. Matthew Stafford double stacks. They are throwing the ball in neutral game script situations more than most, like top 3 in the league in terms of passing in neutral game scripts, passing on first down, passing when the score is even. They're not trying to bleed clock. They now have a quarterback that McVay trusts. I don't trust McVay, but he trusts Matthew Stafford, and they are just coming out firing all over the field. Even though he only threw the ball 28 times, completed 22 of those passes for 251 and 4 touchdowns for 26.24 points. Stafford double stacks were littered all over the top 100 in a lot of tournaments this week, as well as those Dak Prescott double stacks. And Joe Burrow, also very efficient. It's obviously better for our tournament lineups when teams give up a lot of points with these efficient quarterbacks like this. Joe Burrow's efficiency we knew was going to jump this season based on the 3% of passes he threw last year that went for touchdowns, way higher this year. Completed 19 of 29 for 271 and 3 touchdowns with an interception, 23.84 points. They got way too far ahead of the Detroit Lions because Jared Goff was blamed by his coach Dan Campbell for not doing enough. I agree with Dan Campbell. Jared Goff was terrible in coverage this week. He allowed Joe Burrow to complete way too many passes and complete way too many touchdowns. So Jared Goff got to do better at pass coverage moving forward for Detroit. Austin Eckler was a miss, only carried the ball 6 times for 7 yards, caught 4 of 7 balls for 48 yards. I did not see that line coming. I'll take an L here. I thought he was one of the safer running back plays on the week and was going to come in at a very low percentage in tournaments. He did not pay off, especially with McCaffrey out. I felt he was probably the best option for a game flow independent running back. Didn't do well enough for us. Jonathan Taylor did do pretty well for us. And Frank Reich, seriously, dude, you got to step into my office. At this point, it's malpractice. This is egregious. 14 carries for Jonathan Taylor for 145 yards, 2 touchdowns, caught one of 2 balls that you threw his way for 13 yards, 31.8 DraftKings points. Hey, Indy, how about you give Jonathan Taylor the ball more than 3 times in the first half moving forward? It's not like you have this amazing offense that's led by Carson Wentz. It's not like your outside wide receivers are such difference makers that you can just avoid giving Jonathan Taylor the football. This is just stupid at this point. Give him the ball more. 20 plus times a game, every single game moving forward if you like winning football games. If you don't, go ahead. Limit him to 15 touches a week. 10 yards of carry on the ground, including an 83-yard touchdown or an 83-yard gain followed by a touchdown, and you just don't give him the ball. Stupid. On the other side of the coin, Darrell Henderson continues to get fed. But Al, what about Sony Michel? What about him? 21 carries for Darrell Henderson, 78 yards and a touchdown, caught 2 of 3 balls thrown his way for 29 yards and a touchdown, 24.6 DraftKings points at 6,000 was absurd, and we went after it, and we got paid. Ezekiel Elliott. But Al, what about Tony Pollard? 17 of 69 on the ground. They had to catch up. So guess what? Ezekiel Elliott caught 7 balls on 9 targets for 50 yards, 18.9 DraftKings points. He didn't get into the end zone, so he didn't absolutely smash. He didn't quite get to 3x his salary, but if he's going to stay at 7K, I'm going to keep playing Ezekiel Elliott. Darrell Williams at 5,200, an absurd price for him, knowing that he was going to take over the majority of the snaps. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was playing like 75% of the snaps. Darrell Williams was well over 80% of the snaps and running back touches here. As we said, we thought a floor for him was 75% of the running back snaps and touches. He got like 84% of them. The Jet came in for spells here or there to catch a pass or run a specific play, but this is Darrell Williams' job until CEH comes back. 21 of 62 for 2 touchdowns. 3 of 4 balls that were headed his way were caught for 23.9 DraftKings points, almost 5xing that salary. We're going to have to pay attention to what his number is moving forward. The Chiefs, as much as the problems with the Chiefs turnovers are going to be under the microscope. Sharon, thank you very much for the $25 to No Kid Hungry. Guys, if you have not already, if you had a good week this week, consider donating a little bit of something. Smizzle.tv/charity to No Kid Hungry. We're trying to raise $25,000. I'm going to match every $5,000 up to $25,000. And if we can get there, that means $50,000 plus that we can raise for No Kid Hungry by the end of this calendar year. So Darrell Williams getting a ton of snaps. It's what you have to do. Just do it. Devontae Adams did not quite get there, even though Aaron Rodgers had a big game. 4 of 5 balls, really low targets this week, but 89 yards, 12.9 points. He didn't get there. Fine. Terry McLaurin, I kind of tried to come off of him, but I did not end up coming off of him enough this week with the injury that he had on Friday and everything. It's like he was going to play, and I was playing I think everybody's going to jump off him and he's going to be just fine. He dropped the ball for like the first time in a year. 4 of 8 for 28 yards. He was not getting downfield, 6.8. I'll take an L on that one. T. Higgins, wide receivers, I did not do well this week. T. Higgins, 3 of 6 for 44, 7.4 DraftKings points. Michael Pittman, like the only guy on Indy that did not go off, caught 2 of 3 balls for 35 for 5.5 points. Mecole Hardman, 4 of 5 for 62, caught a long one, so 10.2 points there. Travis Kelce was very close to having a 20-point day. He ended with 99 yards and missed the bonus. 8 catches on 11 targets for 99 yards, 17.9 DraftKings points. He was just fine. Ricky Seals-Jones caught a long touchdown, 4 of 6 for 58 yards and a touchdown, 15.8 DraftKings points. Continues to run a route on 75+% of the dropbacks for Washington. Continues to be out there for 99% of the snaps. He is playing the Logan Thomas role until Logan Thomas comes back, and then we're going to have to see what they do with both of those guys. Mark Andrews got tackled on the 1, also caught a touchdown, 5 of 6 for 68 and a touchdown, 17.8. My dart throw guy was Tyler Higbee this week. 5 of 5 for 36, no touchdowns. Did have an inside the 5 target, but got tackled on the 1 or 2 yard line on that one. The Colts defense, absolutely, if you paid up, big smash for them, 15 points. Vikings, 9 points. The Browns, stunk up the joint with -2 points. Taking a look at my horrible high stakes lineup for this week. This was just egregious. Did have the 2 tight ends, was focused on trying to get as much exposure as I could. I went with kind of a game stack in this situation with Heineke, McLaurin, Seals-Jones, Hardman, Kelsey, trying to get as much of that KC Washington game, and it was a massive disappointment. So my lineup also was a massive disappointment. Marquise Brown dropped a touchdown. Henderson was great. Eckler was horrible. Brown's defense, I am flushing this one and moving on to next week. But judging by what I had, let's take a look at the Millionaire Maker here. This is the $1 million up top. You can see that I won this week. But like, did I? Like, it's $3,000 in entry fees when you max enter this. I won $274.32. Yay! The winning lineup was kind of all over the place. Did have a Mayfield stack with DPJ and then a bunch of one-offs everywhere else. Very tough to win this way. The second lineup was a Stafford double, the one that came in second. Stafford double stack, like we had talked about before. Did not have a bring back with that one. Third place lineup, Burrow, Lamb, Ruggs, who kind of went off at 1.7%. Ruggs is going to be like a boom bust player. Ruggs this year is what Marquise Brown was the last 2 years, well, up to about halfway through last season, where like he's going to get targeted down the field, and if he comes down with those, great. It was just kind of this really weird week, right? If you had Thielen at 5%, you did great. You had to have Taylor. He was outstanding this week. Taking a look at my lineups, I had a few lineups. This lineup was in second halfway through or right at the end of the morning games, but it didn't have any PMR, and it didn't quite get there. Stafford double stack with Kupp, Woods, brought it back with Shepard, who's got all the targets. Too many of my Stafford double stacks had Kadarius Toney, who got injured again after getting 3 catches for 36 yards on the first drive. Him and Shepard were just going to get peppered all day. It was a shame that he went down. Mixon, Williams. I was very heavy this week on Taylor and Mixon and Williams, and basically the top 5 running backs at Henderson, who all went nuts, and I had mostly a full fade on Kareem Hunt. So my lineups did very well, as you can see, with like 20 of my lineups being in the top 5% of the tournament. So 12.5% about of my lineups were in the top 5% of the finishes in the Millionaire Maker. You see the Prescott double stacks, bring it back with Myers, who had a touchdown called back in that situation. Schultz, Lamb, McLaurin in this one. That stinks. But essentially, the whole point is to try and get as many of your lineups into the top 5% and 1% as possible on a week in, week out basis. And this is 2 weeks where I've had the Millionaire Maker kind of surrounded, where I was on a lot of the right things and a lot of the right combinations. The Toney injury hurt with 20% of him. But the point is, winning tournaments is extremely hard. And yes, you have to get lucky. But the skill is getting yourself overweight in the top 1%, getting yourself overweight in the top 5%, and then relying on something like that late CeeDee Lamb touchdown to shoot you way up the charts, or a game going to overtime that gets you some extra bites at the apple. In the Smiz Gang Listener League, we had FYC Blur had a Cousins double stack with Adam Thielen and Tyler Gronklin. Did he bring this back with anything? No, he did not. He had Cooper Kupp and Henderson as one-off plays, both at their salary, were just fine. Went with Herbert at 4,600. D-Hop was his off-brand sort of guy. 2 touchdowns for him, 3, or the low percentage play at 7,800 there. Paid up at wide receiver, paid way down at running back, and had CeeDee Lamb in the flex that boosted him all the way to the top. And Washington football team against KC, as you can see, 8 points, 2K against a team that gave up 31 points. We don't really have to focus on, well, they're going to give up a lot of points. You need sacks, you need turnovers. The easiest way to predict those things is getting pressure. Jody Splakavelia, I hope I pronounced that right, Spud09, Q Cartier, Double J, Utica, T Marlowe, SS Perry, Craig Lee Carver, And Neo714, congratulations on finishing the top 10 this week. Take a look at the cage match against Stefania Bell. I survived. I survived having Eckler and Tony with an injury. Brandon Cooks continues to just be awesome. Seals Jones did great. Kelsey was fine. Higgins, I survived that one. And I survived because she had Terry McLaurin, who did not do well. Booker got completely scripted out of that game. Waller did not have a good game, and that one could have easily caught up to me, but they got up really big, and Denver tried to storm back into that game. She had Waller and the Cowboys late in this one. Going over to the 06010, I'm going to survive. We're going to make it, chat. I've still got Derrick Henry ready to go on Monday Night Football. I left Jalen Waddle on the bench and started Mecole Hardman over him because apparently I'm an idiot. I also had Ricky Seals-Jones on the bench, but he ain't starting over Kelsey, and Myers and Hardman were both better projected plays than he was. Waddle should have been in here instead of Hardman. Whatever. What are you going to do? Mistake. I've got Judy coming back, as you can see down here, off of IR very soon. Rashad Bateman with a really promising start for him. I'm set at wide receiver. I'm going to have to try and contact somebody to improve my running back situation because with Damian Williams out this week, that left me very thin. Henry's going to be great every week. Edmonds is fine because it's a full PPR league. Do I have any bye weeks coming up? No bye weeks next week. I have Baltimore with a bye week the week after. I scheduled all of my buys for like week 9 and later because I wanted to have everybody at my disposal. I'm going to have to do what I can to try and pick up a running back. I don't have a whole lot of things left for me. Looking at the scoreboard, there's already one team that has less points than me. I had 89 points this week. And who has less than me? Cobra Kyler is already done and has 87.96. So I don't have to be faster than the bear. I just got to be faster than you. And I was faster than Cobra Kyler. So Kyler Murray, Antonio Gibson, he's not out yet. This team is not done. So Jackson is not out yet, but right now he is below me. These are the guys that are going to be out there. Gibson, well, it was close 0.4. I still have Derrick Henry to go. So, like, I'm not done. Latavius Murray, DK Metcalf, Mike Evans, Cook, LaVisca, Aguilar, Mike Davis. I may have to like try and go get Mike Davis. That's how precarious my running back situation is right now. So if they stay in last place with this lineup, they still have this one below them. They still have this team below them. And I think that's it. So it's down to those 3 teams. Team Presley, Los Angeles Lexa, and Cobra Kyler to see who's going to get dropped to the waiver wire moving forward. But that's going to do it for our recap. We'll see who's there. We'll see who we pick up on the streams throughout the week. Jump over to twitch.tv/Al_smizzle and check out the live stream Monday through Friday, 9:30 to noon Pacific time. Every single day, Monday through Friday, I'm live. So thank you guys for watching. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell. Look out for another video right there.
He's a legend.